Welcome everybody, this is Galthim from Galthim Gaming, and we are playing Castlevania today. This beginning part's really kind of easy, it just kind of sets you up for the rest of the game if you don't die. But of course you're going to die because this game is tough as nails. Hardened nails even. So you just jump over this little thing, and if you don't screw up, you actually get a treasure that you can go collect right at the beginning of the game. And then you go inside the castle, and this is a pretty simple level. It kind of gives you an overview of what the rest of the game's going to be like. So this is like an inside place. You're just going to walk through this grand sweeping way and kind of gets you initiated to kind of do stairs without having to really worry about whether you're going to fall through or not. It kind of gives you an idea of a variety of monsters. You're going to have standard monsters that kind of come at you. And then you're going to have monsters that are, you know, a little more advanced, but these monsters are unique to this level. They don't really come back. There's always a different set of monsters coming up later. So, and then this first area, you just have a door, kind of lets you in. You get a little bit of everything. You notice that the cross was right at the end and really doesn't serve a purpose because it doesn't help you anyway. That is usually there, and it just kind of shows you that it destroys all the enemies. This is the next room, and it kind of gives you the tutorial on where to find food. And then it advances you downward into the water area. This is kind of a really neat thing to do. So it took you from up there where you were to downstairs to where it shows you facing off against water enemies, and this will come into play later. And this treasure area here, I don't remember where I remember that from, but you know, I played the game for years, so. And then here we go, it kind of gives you an idea. Again, hey, all of this is a sprawling, same kind of backgroundy area, so it's going to keep showing up. This third part here just kind of keeps giving you that same, here we go, we're going through the tutorial. This one will give you a little bit of invisibility and invincibility sort of thing. And then the standard bat here is just kind of a, here's your introduction to big baddies at the end of levels. They kind of give you this little space so you can kind of just sit and kill it really easily and then move on. Of course, your points collect, and then your hearts go away, because that's what happens. But interestingly, I will have the axe and the time tooth there the whole time. Alright, so this is going to give me the cross, which is what I want, but I lose my, my times 2 there, so I can't throw 2 crosses at the same time. The rest of those in this game are going to happen randomly. Semi-randomly, there's a thing to it, but I don't know the exact formula. I'm looking for the treasure in this one. I thought it was on one of the walls, and I ended up finding it right here. And that's where you get the crown. 2,000 whole points. Points are actually kind of important, because after you get so many points, you actually do get a other life, and so that is a good thing. I think it's 30,000 points that it'll give me that life, so I got trapped in there. Anyway, this is a pretty simple area, just kind of get through the platforming. Again, introduction to pits, basically. Just the kind of, not the first pitfall really, but kind of the first pitfall. Just looking for treasure there. This is an area that's introduction to Medusa heads, and so they kind of have a pattern, and they're really easy to avoid, except if your name is Galthim. You can kind of let them come out of the screen, and then you could jump over them. But I kind of screwed it up at the beginning there. This next area is pretty difficult. It's the first time that they're going to throw enemies at you while you're jumping at the same time. There's never any treasure here. I don't know why I try it. And I always die there the first time. It's like, teach me a lesson. You see how I'm jumping over them right as they come at me? That is what you're supposed to be doing for, like I was supposed to be doing the first time, but I got lured into that right there. And she got me again. Now, this game doesn't get too difficult yet until later levels, but notice I am really taking some damage because me and Medusa heads have a history. I swear I am no good at them. And it's not any better in the next game either. Or, well, not the next game, but Castlevania 3. When I played Castlevania 3, I had so much difficult time with them. Here I am. I finally overcome it. And that's really what this video is about. This is the full gameplay all the way through with a little bit of commentary, but the idea of that is this game is basically, I mean, we're basically just showing you, hey, you can do this, it's going to take a lot of work. Now I'm going to edit every time I like die to a boss, because I don't think you want to see 30 or 40 tries at certain bosses, or, you know, Drax 200 plus tries on this playthrough just to try to get him killed, because I wasn't having it. Because continuing from him is continuing from the room that he's in, and then you go up there with very little hearts left. But we'll get to that story when we get there. So we're just going to cross this. I like using the time clock here sometimes. I didn't this time, but I usually use it there at least once so I can avoid the Medusa heads. And here there's food, so you can just get full life again. I don't know why I get full life here, because chances are I'm going to get killed by that first crusher. Every time. And then start collecting points again. We're at 25,000 points. We're almost another life here. So the fact that we lost a couple doesn't make a difference anymore. We can get that before the next life is lost, and we'll have an extra life to work with and not have to worry about it. You know, ghost appears there. It's a skull and ghost phantom thing. They're really unlucky on the whips there. Usually they give you a second one by now, but... Notice it doesn't really hurt them that much. It does take out their fireballs, but it doesn't really hurt them that much. This is just a long walk back. A phantom might show up. Yeah, that kind of thing, but... Again, you can jump on top of the scenery and into the score boxes and stuff. But... here's some more Medusa heads coming up. It's actually kind of a rhythm. You kill and move on and kill and move on and kill and move on. Oh, keep getting hit, but that's okay. And here's Medusa. pretty simple boss. Just go ahead and use the holy water that they've given you recently to just hold them there, and boom. Look at that, 30,000 points, and I got the extra life. If you jump a little while, you can't move back and forth while it's doing the whole thing, but you can actually just jump, and voila. Sorry, it's a good song. This is where the game ramps up difficulty just a little bit. That ghost's always worth hitting. It'll either give you a cross or one of those potions. So it'll get you through this area with these guys a little bit better, because they do a lot of damage when they hit you. And so do these bones. An unlucky me cannot get food there. It's like they tease you that it's inside of some walls, and then they don't give it to you anymore. It's a lovely ruined part of the castle. It always made me, like, you know, question where I was really at, because it's just one of those aesthetically pleasing things. Like, this castle is in disarray, and here is part of the, you know, disarray about it. It's faster to jump, but it's also more likely that I'll fall, so... This whole area is kind of like a ruined area in the middle of the castle. It kind of just shows what the castle's courtyard area would have been looking like, and the bridges and archways, all the good stuff. This is the... kind of come up here to this part, and you're like on the ramparts a little bit, and you're like, oh man, I didn't really want the time clock here. Really should have kept the other, but it's okay. I only have one life, so I figured I'll use it to keep myself going. You know, I have a habit of having 1 point of life here in this area. And it's just really odd that somehow I get hit so much. The funny part is, I'm not perfect at games. I know there's people that come through these games and never get hit and all that stuff. I am not perfect at games, I just love them. So, if I can play a game and get through it, you can too. So, that's kind of the point of this whole playthrough is, you know, perseverance. Showing you can do it because I did it. And I'm not great at games. I just like playing them. And that is the lesson for this. Now, something you want to note, I'm going to jump down here with this time clock, and I'm totally going to, like, lose, I'm sure. Can't hit this guy yet, you have to be all the way over until they start moving. But time clock doesn't work on bosses. There it is. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That was the first shot, but I almost didn't make it. Alright, this level is probably the worst level for me. I die so often here. Like, for some reason, the difficulty ramps up and I'm just unable to get through this whole thing. That was a bad luck drop on the holy water, by the way. it doesn't usually fall through like that. It usually lands on that platform, and it's just, for some reason, I got bad luck into it falling. Like, it's an RNG thing. Alright, I'm gonna spare you guys the rest of the details here, and I'm just gonna skip to when I actually got through all this. That is after one last cheesy death. Here it goes, though. This is an extremely difficult level. This ramps up the difficulty a lot, as I said before, but it is possible to get through. And the levels after this point are basically all BS now, too. Okay? You're not looking at any easy levels anymore. You're not looking at any easy bosses or anything anymore. And from here on out, like, I've one-shotted every boss up to this point, right? But from here on, I don't, and I give you the death counter. Just so you could have it. This is a hard little platformer, but how many times did I play this before? And, yeah, this is the last run here. This is probably like 20 times I tried to go through this little area. It just kept dying and dying and dying, and this a couple of times too. But if you can believe it, I think there's 10 or 12 or 18 more times that I've gone through it after, you know, like, continues and stuff, because the boss took me out. Yeah, it's a really difficult game for the casual gamer. Let's just say it that way. I learned that little trick along the way that I didn't initially get behind him, but again, I learned that trick later on, and it served me pretty well. That one candle I didn't hit is a dagger. I guess I'm gonna need it now. It was a really good plan. I wanted to keep the time stop for a little bit there, to keep these dragons at bay for a little while. And I try to kill him here, but I can't reach because I have the short whip, right? So, I mean, story of my life, but, you know, it's just to the right I can get that longer whip, and then I can kill this guy, but I don't realize it for a little bit. So, here I go, finally. Intelligence kicks in, and I go and get something. Money. And of course, I found the food, so from here on out, it's going to be a little easier if I take a lot of damage from those guys. This guy is a pain in the butt. I've had to fight him a lot. Again, I spared you guys most of the level details of how many times I died in levels and stuff, so... and I give you like a fail on the boss, and then I give you the stats and how many times that's happened, and then I give you finally the one that I win. So, and the strategy I use here is just kind of hit Frankenstein and not worry about Igor, and that's how I die. So after, yeah, 10 runs through the level and 30 deaths later, here I am on my last life, and I finally figure out, you know, I could hit Igor and Frankenstein there, at about the same time, and if I could freeze Igor in place, he doesn't shoot any of those fireballs, and then I get the upper hand enough that I can win. So that's your strategy for this guy, is make sure that you can just catch Igor and Frankenstein in your whip at the same time, and boom, you win. Alright, this next level is kind of BS. Just want y'all to know that. But I spared you the number of times I died already, which by the time this video right here for this part is playing, I will have been 8 times in this corridor, because the 2 Igors got me, and then these guys got me, and then this guy got me. Yeah, it was bad. No, I'm not gonna grab your random dagger. No way, I got the holy water. These Igor guys, man. Here's the sad part. You think this level would be a little easier? There's only 4 corridors in it or something like that. It's kind of a short level, really. But, no. You make this all the way across, then you come back the other way, and then you go, oh, it's really bad. The stage is pretty gruesome. Got that little bit there. And we're just moving on here. I didn't mean to do it, but there was a cut back there that hit on the same beat, and that was really interesting. Like, I had the same amount of life and everything. But it's definitely a cut, because it was several lives later that I finally got through that little corridor. And here I am in this place. I learned that you could push that guy back and away, and then this guy is, you know... This guy's difficult. I was trying to get him to catch inside the holy water when I throw it. But then I was like, you know what? I could use those stairs to my advantage. It might take a little longer, but you know, time does not seem to be an actual factor in this game. I've never come across a point where time makes a huge difference. So why bother worrying about it? The fact that I got a ×3 on the holy water just really makes me happy, but unfortunately I think I lose it before I get too far. Pretty sure I lose it right around here. I don't know why I feel that way, but I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, it might be the next section. I might accidentally get like an axe. I think it is right here, coming up. I feel like I lost it, and it was like one of the points where I'm just like, I don't like this. I wasn't treasure hunting per se a lot of other times, but suddenly I found myself going, hey, I bet there's a treasure over there. So then here I am. You can just push this guy back. If you time it just right, they stop really throwing their stuff as much, and you can break them when they do. And that's a really good feeling. But no, I didn't lose it, but I'll lose it in this next corridor. Because this is probably the hardest spot right here. These 2 runs here are really difficult. and I don't do well the first couple times here. Okay, so that last corridor was super difficult, and I showed you the one where I could get through really easy, but that kind of says it all. 70 attempts, and that's an approximate number. It could have been 1 or 2 less or more there, but it took a lot of attempts. I actually paused the game and walked away for a while because it was just so frustrating. This whole fight is frustrating. I actually killed him once where I killed him and then the size hit me and I didn't have time to grab the ball and I died, and so that was bad too. But yeah, so I mean, it's a great game and had a lot of fun, but yeah, this level here is pretty awesome, but somewhere along the way I lost some footage, so you only get to see part of this level. You don't get to see stage 17 at all. So, these vampire bats are the same ones that you fought as an enemy in the first level, and they are almost as tough. So, this is a wonderful little place. This is the only little bit of stage 17 I've got for you here. I quit playing for the night and paused the game and came back the next day, and I had forgotten, I guess, to record. And now here we are. Stage 18, my first encounter. Well, it's more like third encounter because the other 2 encounters were actually with the other video bit. But by the time I caught it, I was already here. I didn't know the pattern then. Those fireballs are very precise. They're kind of homing. They kind of go out in 3 spread directions, but they're also kind of homing. So if you time your jumps just right, you can jump over them every time. However, there is a fun little trick that I learned while I was fighting my my attempts here. And I'll show you that right here on the last attempt that I fight him and actually win. But this first attempt, I mean, I kind of figured it out, but I was not good at it, and you're not going to be. In case you have noticed, the music's playing, but the sound effects are not. Did you see right there whenever I jumped? That jump was me getting hit by a fireball at the exact same time as attacking him. And so it did a boost damage where it took 6 of his health instead of the normal 1 that it takes. So it was a really, really good hit. Now you can do that up to 3 times in the battle, but I don't know if you noticed, but I'm down to just 1 hit before I'm dead now because he takes 4 life every time. And not recommended to do the whole 6 thing, because I mean it's not going to kill him. And so if he decides that he's going to spawn on top of you, which does happen from time to time, and you don't have enough wiggle room to get out of it, then you're kind of screwed. So just kind of save it, do it once so you can get ahead of the battle, but then try to save your life, because everything else is going to be pretty easy once you get past them. Notice I'm just jumping and swinging at just these precise times where he's just going to shoot the fireballs. It's like he shoots the fireballs and I lift up like a frame or two later. And you have to time it right, or else you don't hit his face. He disappears too quickly. Like right there, I didn't hit him. And I missed him there too. But I got him there. And I'm going to get him right here. And his head flies off, and he turns into the gargoyle. And now you just want to spam holy water at his feet, and it'll just freeze him and hurt him and kill him. Now, if you notice, I'm going to tell him myself here, after 200 plus attempts at this, I was really tired of it, and I ended up putting in a Game Genie code and getting all the way back here and saying, hey, I just want infinite hearts. And so I infinite hearted him to death. Like I said, I'm a casual gamer, and this game was really difficult. You'll notice the music's playing and not the sound effects, because the sound didn't record when I did this that day either. So I implanted some music. Let's just say it that way. Anyway, here's the ending. This ending is really awesome. It's not really an ending that you would expect. Directed by Trans Fishers. Screenplay by Vran Stoker. Dracula is Christopher B. instead of Christopher Lee. Bello Lugosi. Frankenstein is Boris Karloffus. There's Love Chaney Jr. instead of Lon Chaney Jr. This is really great. They wrote it like that. You know, those are the classic people that did the Hollywood stuff way back when, you know, and the hero Simon Belmont, which is supposed to be Simon Belmont, but you know, they had some fun. Anyway, that is the entire game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, give me the like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and you know, stay up, stay safe, game on. Hey guys, YouTube decided that you guys are going to like this particular video that's about to pop up, and I think you're going to love it too, because you know, I made it. So thank you guys for taking a look, and hey, check out that patreon.com/Galthim Gaming. Thank you. Bye-bye.